this guy, and because I know I can win it. But I don't like risky tower rushes where, yeah, maybe I could win this with a tower rush. I used to too. Against Night Elf, I would just take out their second moon while pull back, and then go to tier 2. Assuming they went DH in archers, which is pretty common on this map, I would grab a Tinker at tier 2 and tower rush. And I mean, that works all right. I think it still works all right. I mean, I played Freak in the WCG qualies, and I beat him doing that. But really, in a way, that's just map spawn. I played Freak a few more times after that, and he beat me each time. And anyway, so this game I scout him. I saw he's next to me. I saw he's doing neutral hero build. I thought maybe Panda again. You know, he did it once. By the way, these games were played on WCG Mercury, the WCG monthly league. That's why I played them twice in a row. I'm not playing custom games with him, and that's why I'm on such a funky account. I'm probably going to stop playing out though. Not a high quality players there. Not many high quality players there, and it's kind of hard to find a game. Anyways, but I imagine he might pick up something like a Beastmaster or Dark Ranger after he knows that I'm next to him, because he knows if he goes Panda, he's really preparing himself to be tower rushed. I go over there, kind of mess with him. I know it's going to take him a while for his hero to get there, so I see if I can kill Whisper too while I'm creeping with my 3 militia back home, killing off those little turtles. I see that I mean, I only killed a wisp, but hey, that's not so bad. It's, you know, killing a worker. So I decided I'm going to go grab level 2 since there's really not much I can do right now. So I go to clear these and grab level 2. Usually, when you're spawn close like this, push strategies are almost always the best. Like, when you're facing off on Echo Owls and things, it's almost obligatory that you either fast expand or do some kind of push, because it's such a good opportunity. When you're this close to a Night Elf, when your units will get to their base that quickly, and your militia will last that long when they arrive there, it's such a opportune time to do pushes. So even if you're not a fan of rifle pushing in general, or doing it quite a bit, I've been doing it more and more. I just started doing it a few days ago. These games are pretty recent. I just started doing it again and trying to get the timing down and when not to, and when to attack and stuff like that. But anyways, if you're not a fan of it, I think it's still something you should learn to do and learn to be competent with, so that you can do it in situations in which it's really the best option, like really close spawns like this. I finished getting level 2. I decided to buy Dust. Once again, no point in me, I think, against Dark Ranger buying a boot of speed. Instead, I buy Dust so I can take out archers if I see a good opportunity. And also, even if I don't end up killing an archer, he won't use hide on me. Like, he could have, if he saw I didn't have dust, well, that's not true because I was next to a merchant, really. But in some situations, if they see you don't have dust, they'll just hide everything. It kind of complicates things. I see he's going to go heal up. I got his Dark Ranger pretty low. It was already pretty low. So I figure he's going to come back and try and stop me from creeping this. So I try and creep it as fast as possible. And to do that, I cast Lightning Shield on my Water Elemental and set it next to the creeps. 20 damage per second. It doesn't get much better than that. And I clear it ASAP, but I saw that he didn't come, so I figure he's either gonna hit me or go creep something else. I grab my Naga with a weak footman that I cycled out. I see his archer coming. I saw his archer headed toward my merchant, so I figure he's creeping either that or in my area. I try and kill this archer. When I see it's going to attack the creep, I back off. Maybe I should try to get last hit on that, but because I know that he's over there and his base is over here, I'm going to go hit his base, see if maybe if I can stop his lures building. He's not quite tier 2 yet. Most Night Elves are usually tier 2 about now. So I thought maybe I'd come in time to stop some lures and mix things up a little bit, maybe force him to TP. But he does TP anyway, kind of surprisingly in my opinion. It seems to me like, well, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the worst decision on his part. But it seems to me like he could have just walked home and just kept healing wisps and things. But I think he's probably afraid of another rifle push, so I don't know. As you can see, he's starting to build his lures. Thought I'd come back here and see if he was building them yet. And he was, but obviously I don't have quite a big enough army to be able to stay around too long. I've got rifles producing in my base. I'm going to start producing priests here. I don't get sorceries against ranged heroes. At least I'm not a fan of it. I mean, late game, like I said, late game, yes. But when I'm doing an initial push, I prefer having those priests to both heal and to dispel skellies against Dark Ranger. Water's good. But, so yeah, I do buy another ivory tower here. Once again, neutral heroes are mana dependent. I heal up. I'm getting prepared to go push pretty soon, since it's almost first day, which is a good opportunity to push. His army comes in here. Anytime almost any race is in your town and you plan to fight, bring some militia, even if you have the extreme upper hand. I mean, in this situation, I think I could probably beat his army. But if I bring some militia, it's just that much more to my advantage. I have that much bigger of a chance of killing units. I already have 4 militia hotkeyed. I always have about 4 militia hotkeyed. As you can see, his Dark Ranger got cut off here. I see an opportunity to surround, so I go for it. And sure enough, I get it. So he has no TP. He used it earlier. I kill that Dark Ranger, and now, of course, I get level 3 and level 2 Water Elemental. It's time to push, man. It's daytime. I'm researching Dispel. Even though his Dark Ranger's dead, I knew either A, it's eventually going to go get out, or B, he knows I'm going to push, so he's going to go buy it at the tavern. As you can see, he's just going to hang out here behind his AOW, and anything that goes past that point is going to get whacked away by the fortified bear that is his barracks. So instead of pushing around this side, I decided to screw him, and I figured there's no way he has an AOW on the other side, so I decided to go in through that entry. And I believe I should have this game, at least I usually do, is I set shift rallies. Like I rally to behind my army and then to my hero. Like rally behind my army and then shift to my hero. When you're fighting with rifles, especially when you have a small amount like this, try and spread them out in such a way that if the second one starts getting focus fired, you can pull it directly back, instead of cluttering them in such a position in which when they're getting focus fired and you try to pull it back, it tries to go around your army. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't believe I do it this game, but recently I've been turning off auto cast on my priest heal when I push like this, because I hate it when it's healing water elementals or healing units that are barely hurt instead of ones that are really hurt. And it's not that much work. I just select whatever priest I want to be healing. I hit E and I select the unit I want it to heal. And if I need to change it, it's easy to change. As you can see, I killed this water elemental. I just remembered about my ivory tower, so I set that down and start building an arcane tower. I focus firing on Dryades. Obviously, they're unarmored. They're even easier to kill. He remembers who I am, I guess. And I was curious how I figured it out, because I hadn't told anyone about this AKA. Well, it was a nice compliment by him. So the game's pretty much secured at this point. Situations in which I wouldn't push at daytime or right at tier 2 would be when I got really overly screwed. When I got really overly screwed in the beginning, like if I end up killing 4 peasants, or I do a militia creep that goes really bad. And anyway, sorry, I lost track of where I was. Anyway, and sometimes I'll push, even if I know it won't win. Sometimes I'm just pushing to send them back. Maybe stop the building of their lures, kill a few bears before they have master, keep down their Dryad count. take out their moon wells, which will hurt their ability to creep or hurt their confidence during the day, so I can creep more efficiently. It's hard to say. As you can see, apparently, what is news to me is human obliterates Night Elf and pretty much can't lose to Night Elf. Apparently, bears just don't have enough damage and HP, from what I hear, and I think it's a huge issue. And let's face it, 145 gold for Dryad. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, Dryads can hardly take on a footman. I mean, I don't know. I just find it ridiculous. I mean, that's way too much gold for such an ineffective unit, in my opinion. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, please load up the third replay. Pause at the 10-second mark and put it at 1x speed. Again, please pause the replay at the 10-second mark and put it at 1x speed. Another thing I just remembered, I forgot to mention about that last replay, is the importance is, if you can, on like a situation like that, when I decided after getting level 2 to harass him instead of continue creeping. For one, with 3 foots, there's not much I can creep. I could go across the map and creep another orange and another green, or I could try and militia creep the merchant. But I really, it's not as effective creeping as him. And if I can keep his Dark Ranger from getting level 3, which I didn't effectively do, but it still helps a lot when you push. If you can keep a Dark Ranger level 2 or 1 before you push, it really helps you out a lot, and it's a good thing. So that's why I decided to harass him once I got level 2 instead of continuing creeping, because 1, he could out creep me, and 2, keeping him from level 3 is pretty helpful. Alright. My next opponent is Mandarino. I statsed him afterwards. He doesn't have